You're tuned in to Just One Hot Mom with host Nanika Ansari. Get ready. She's about to bring you that fire, that flavor, that heat, all that passion, and more from around the world and in your neighborhood. Stay tuned.
Hey, hotties, you are tuned in to Just One Hot Mom. I am your host, Nanika Ansari, and I am on today with Danielle Hawthorne. Hi, Danielle.
Hi.
Hi.
You make it so easy.
We are talking crown adjustments. And Danielle is one of the administrators for the Facebook group Queens Building Queens. So it's a really dope group. I think it's a closed group. Am I right or wrong? Is it a closed group?
It is the closed group.
So you have to
correction.
be
I am the founder.
Oh, you're the founder. I know, girl, correct me. I know that's right. I am the founder. Claim your throne.
Yeah.
Adjust the crowd. So she is the founder of the group, Facebook group, Queens Building Queens. Can you tell us why you saw a need to build a group within Facebook for women?
Well, a lot of people don't know Queens Building Queens is actually a foundation. I started it actually in 2015. Okay. I didn't do really much with it because I wasn't, I guess, connecting with the right people. You know, the people that I try to reach out with, some of them didn't even like women. Some of them didn't even, it's like, how do you supposed to help women if you don't even get along with them? So it was like one of those things. So I kind of like got overwhelmed and took a couple of steps back. The group came along when I actually was invited to another group, but the group that I was invited in to was just drama. It was like they had like probably 30 to 40,000 women in the group, and it was just chaotic drama.
See,
that's too much
work. That's too much work.
Yeah. So I was just like, you know what? Let me go ahead and use, Queens Building Queens, QBQ, as far as the marketing too, because I'm about to start branching out as far as the foundation and let people know who we are, because I'm going to turn into a sorority eventually. So I was like, let's
pledging.
Oh, good. I'm like, thank you. I'm like, so let's start with the group. So I figured, we get with the group, start small, do motivation quotes, try to help everyone know, everyone to see that we can lean on each other, come together as one and not be against each other. So I just figured, we'll go from there, start the group. And then with the group, that's when I started doing all the different segments and the hot seats and different things like that for people to get out their comfort zone, for we can be able to bond together and then get to know each other outside the group, so we can depend on each other and help each other and not be against each other so much. So I'm trying to form the bond as much as possible inside the group. So,
and see, I love that because I've been in the hot seat before. We're going to tell people what the hot seat is later on. But I love the fact of connecting women with each other, even though that we don't live in the same cities, you know what I'm saying? There's still something there. Like, I can meet you in the group and say, for instance, I visit your city later on. I at least have somebody there I can connect with. So I like the thought of that. But I also like the thought of building each other up. The one thing I think that irritates my soul more than anything is when a woman says, oh, I can't deal with women. You're a woman. How can you not deal? You can't deal with yourself. And I know for me personally, I get on my own nerves sometimes. So I can imagine that other women get on other women's nerves.
Yes.
But the fact that you that's something that you're kind of proud of is something that I think we need to debunk that myth and say, you are a woman. We can deal with each other. We can support each other. We don't always have to get along. That's the thing where I think people mix it up. We don't always have to get along, but we can build each other up. It takes nothing for me to pour into you and for you to pour into me for us to do that for each other. So,
no, I totally agree. And that's one thing I said in the beginning when I started the group. I'm like, just because you're not in her situation, that don't mean you don't understand her, because you have the same feelings that you share, the same feelings she has. At some point you're going to feel what she feels. So why can't you be understanding and help your sister out? Just
and
pour
that's
into
all
each other.
it's about. It's I've been seeing more and more. There are more women like us who want to build each other up versus just tearing each other down. There are more groups. I get invited to it every other week that are building each other up. And so I'm like, well, we could all collab. whatever I'm doing in my group, if it helps you in your group, do that too. You know what I'm saying? Or say, hey, so-and-so's got this going on in their group, go over there and check it out. But because I think there's still a stigma of competition, that it's hard for people to believe that women can get along. And I think that seed has been planted for so long that we start to believe it, and then we don't trust each other. So when we don't trust each other, it's hard for us to build one another up.
Oh, I totally agree. I agree.
And so that was my next question. Do you think that society has pit us against each other? Men have pit us against each other? What do you think it is that makes us want to not support one another?
I think it's their own insecurities. I don't think it's more, and got to probably men sometime. However, I'm speaking for myself. I have never been a woman that was been jealous of someone else. Thank God that God gave me that pure heart that I didn't have to be like that, because probably I'm in a position to be able to lead others, you know. But from what I'm seeing, it's their own insecurities. You know, it's not far as society, because it's basically what the person think they can and cannot get. You know, they see that other person, like, you know, for instance, they'll see, oh, you have a wonderful where show your confidence is so bold, and you're amazing, you're this, you're that. They just see one side of you. They don't see that other side that everyone else see at home, you know? So a lot of people was like, be feeling like, why can I be that way? Or why can I do this? Or why can I, you know? So I think that I think it's the women insecurities more so than any man or like the society. I think it's just.
And see, so here is the other question, because I hate, it's so discouraging as a woman to not be able to say to another woman, like, you can trust me, and have them believe you. You know what I'm saying? You know how hard it is to get people to believe that you're not out to get them, that you're not looking for something from them. And I just like, so whenever I talk to them, I'm like, I'm not doing this on my behalf. It's actually for your behalf. You're just joining me. We're doing this together. Because I don't want anybody to feel like I'm just doing something for my own benefit. You know, like, we're all learning together. And I think when we can accept that concept, like, okay, she's not out to get me, then you can break that wall of insecurity down, and we can all really team up. And can you give us some insight into what happens when women can't find a common ground in each other? We've all seen it, but what are your thoughts on it? Especially in Queens Building, Queens, because you have a lot of women in that group. When they can't find a common ground, how does that affect us as other women and how we move forward and getting along with one another?
I mean, in the group, I tell everyone, because I get that a lot, you have to learn to agree to disagree. At some point, some people is not gonna, like, they're just not gonna respect your opinion or understand your opinion. But however, just respect the person enough to she voiced her opinion, and I'm sorry, just like, you know, just how can I explain this? Because I mean, it was such a heated argument the other day, because I think it was one of the situations where someone was defending, I think the teenager, well, I think she's 20, that gave the baby the marijuana. And she said she was wrong, but at the same time, someone defended her, because she was like, she's a young parent. You know, young parents having babies these days are not, mentally stable to be having a kid. And the lady went off and just started telling her she's like she's a mental abuse, and she's like this. She basically was saying like she's basically sticking up for her. So she is like, she basically went on there and said that she's the problem. She's the problem. That's why like kids are like this. And I'm just like, oh my. Like, why would you do that? Like, you know, just, I'm like,
I've seen you in action before. You're like, if we all can't get along, let's agree to disagree. You know?
That's my favorite line. Let's agree to disagree. I mean, there's no wrong opinion. I mean, it's just an opinion. Like, that's it. Like, it's just opinion. Respect each other's opinion. That's it.
And that's the thing. I think that's where we miss the boat, is that like, I always tell people, like, if we can just come to the conclusion that none of us are doing life right. None of us are. None of us was given we weren't given a manual. There's no test that we've passed to say that we're doing life right. So if we can accept that for ourselves and accept that for other people, then okay, we can do life together, because you're learning and I'm learning. The thing is though, we think that we're doing it right. And so because we can't see the flaws in ourselves, we can't we can't respect, I won't say accept, but we can't respect the flaws in someone else. And so it's just like whenever I see like women get into it or on anything, especially on social media, I'm kind of like, okay, y'all don't even
Sorry.
know each other. It's the way it's written. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not having a conversation about it. You're writing. And then, you know, some people, so you really can't say, but like, I love the way you handle it. You're like, can we just get along, ladies?
I agree to disagree. I'm thinking you have to learn to agree to disagree. And that's the thing. And I tell people like, you know, everyone wants to have this shell and this toughness to them. Women have to learn how to be vulnerable. Like a lot of people don't know how to be vulnerable.
High five me to the skirt on that one. Here is the thing, though. I think women don't know how to be vulnerable in front of other women, and I'm going to get to us, women of color, especially not just Black women, but brown women, yellow women too. We've been taught for so long that we've had to look out for ourselves, that we've had to have a certain type of exterior because there are certain things that are expected from us. That the moment that we're vulnerable, we think that we're weak. And so we can't be weak. You can't be weak. You have too much to do. You got a family to raise. You got a job to work. You got dreams to achieve. So if you're weak, then I don't want to mess with you. Because who wants to mess with a weak woman? But I think your sister being able to be vulnerable in front of you, especially the people that are your tribe, shows a strength that we're not prepared to give respect to. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Yep, you're
always
right.
wondering, like, why, why can't I cry in front of you and say that this man hurt me and this is how I feel at this moment? Because sometimes you just need to get that off your chest. Her crown needs to be adjusted, and we need to be able
Exactly.
to make those adjustments without making her feel like she's not worthy of our friendship or she can't be vulnerable.
Yeah, and that's what it is. I think it's just more so, like I said, people insecurities. People think that someone's gonna run back and tell someone's business, which you have that. You know, I
Hmm.
experienced that myself, and I, I don't know. I guess I don't hold that grudge. When some people do me wrong, I just keep it moving. Like it's like
And that's
okay,
most of the time because you know what? To me, it's more a reflection of them than it is of you. It's a reflection of their character if they can't manage to see, beyond their issue with you. And
right.
honestly, I think it comes back to I want to go back to the question of, oh, I'm sorry. I want to go back to that question of what do we tell women who say that they can't get along with other women? Like, what would you tell a woman? Like, she comes to you in the group and she's like, I just don't get along with women. We just don't vibe. How do you guide that conversation with trying to bring them back to like, you can deal with women?
I say normally because I have that. I had like topics. I'll do a topic probably like every other month. Like why can't women get along with each other? And a lot of people just say like they're catty. They can't deal with cattiness. People are jealous and stuff like that. And I'll just say like at some point most women don't get along with other women because they see a reflection of their self in that woman that they
Ooh.
don't get along with. And I'm like, well, you probably see things that you see in her that you see in you, and you just know that you can't get along with her. If you just learn how to accept her flaws, you'll get along with her, because you understand that you guys share the same feelings. She's still the same woman no matter what religion, what color, anything. You still have the same. When God made us, he created us all the same. So you just got to understand how to deal with them. That's it. It's not that you can't, you just choose not to.
But I like that
um
you brought that up, though, that you see a reflection of yourself. Because oftentimes when we see things in people that we don't like in ourselves, we are harder on them because of
mhm
the fact that we can't deal with it within ourselves. Like I tell people all the time, like I get on my own nerves being disorganized with stuff. Like it's something that I struggle with. Like I'm working it out now. Since I started the group, I'm a little bit better about being organized. Since I have a lot of stuff going on, I have to be organized because other people depend on me to be organized. But it's something like that I don't like. So when I see other people be disorganized, it bugs me to no end. And so I was like, well, that's something I don't even like in myself. So now I have to call myself to the
mhm
carpet and be like,
mhm
okay, you need to get it together. But that's like, we don't call ourselves to the carpet enough. We don't call out the things in us that we
mhm
need to repair in order to be able to talk to, get along with, or manage people. And this
right.
is, I think it's the same thing for our kids too, though. Like it'll be something that our kids does that irritates us, but they are just a mini version of you. So
Oh. I apologize in advance because mine might come down.
it's,
Like one of
it's
them.
okay. Yeah, my kids are here too. I was like
Okay.
trying to warn them, but you know. So, what was okay? Okay, so when we have women who say stuff like that, like I can't get along with another woman, how do we then go about teaching each other to adjust each other's crowns? And when I say that, like, you know, one of your friends could have something going on and it'll be devastating for them. And you, in the back of your mind, we all say we don't judge, but we do. We judge.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but they don't need your judgment at that moment. They need for you to help them adjust their crown. How can we get women to realize that we just need to go around helping each other without saying anything, without expecting any praise for it? Like, girl, you a good one because you helped her out. How can we get women to realize that they just need to help each other without expecting without expecting that high five to come to you, because you might not get it.
Right, you don't. And I like from my own experience is you just if you really it's come from the pureness of your heart. If you want to help someone, you help someone. You just figure out the solution. Like you find out whatever the solution is and that's that. And after if it's something like devastating, like she did something and like you said, we all do like to judge. And if it's something like crazy. Like she had one of those moments like, wow, I can't believe you did that. Like you tell her you eventually have to tell her before she don't do it again, you know? So judgment does come in, like, you know, cause I'm so quick to tell my friends like, oh, we gonna figure this out. Like I'm that how to get away with the murder type friend. We're gonna figure this out. But listen,
That's me,
after,
like plan B. And if that don't
right.
execute, we got all these other letters to try and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I'm like, we can figure it out, but after I'm gonna give Olivia a poke at the end, like, you were wrong. Like, you know.
It's been handled. It's been
Yeah.
handled. And so, but my thing is, it's like we joke about it, but honestly, like we really need to, I feel like we really need to start pouring into
Mm-hmm.
our tribe. We really need to
We
start
do.
giving them some clarity, like without going back and being like, girl, I had to help so and so out because you know
I
she don't know how
can't.
to manage her finances, or you know, because and you never know when you are going to need that help. And that's my thing. It's like I don't ever know when I'm going to be called to need someone to adjust my crown, to tell me I'm
Mm-hmm.
right or I'm wrong about something. Because if you're truly friends with the person, at some point in time you're going to have to correct them. That's just a part of life. Like
Yeah.
we're not really friends if I can't be
If
like,
you,
girl, you was wrong for that. You
yeah,
was
and
wrong
that's
for that.
right, and that's why I call the group Queens Building Queens. You're not better than me because you have a PhD and I'm a like, you know, just you know, local stripper or whatever. And like we each can fix each other crowns, whatever, you know. That's why it's called QBQ for a reason. And it's about building each other. Like we need to build each other, invest in each other. And I think once we do that, uh, things can be so easy. Like
I'm
things can
telling
be
people
like,
like when a woman gets a plan in her mind and she got other women backing her up, it's nothing we can't do. But you have to make a conscious decision to be like, you know what, this is my sister. And I'm gonna
mm-hmm,
ride with her regardless. I'm going to ride with her. We're going to see this through together. But because we, like you said earlier, are insecure and we can't admit that insecurity, we oftentimes will ride with you, oh, but so far. And then it's like,
mm-hmm,
okay, you on your own. Like
mm-hmm.
I can't rock with you no more. And so that's just it's hurtful. But I think having these conversations and having these groups is making it better. Would you
Yeah.
agree?
No, yes, I totally agree. I do. Um, yeah, it's QBQ is where I want it to be right now, but it's gonna get there. Um, hopefully.
It will. You know what? This is if I haven't learned anything else when it comes to like building something, is that it takes time. It takes your patience, and that the right people are gonna come along and they're gonna be in the place with you. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes this is and this is just a side note, but I think I've said this before, we put our expectations on other people. We expect them to come through for us because that's what we would do for them. But we have to remember is that they have their own expectations. And so if our expectations aren't the same, then we're disappointed. And then when they don't come through for us, like we would come through for them. But I think even like with Queens Building Queens and Adjusting Our Crowns is that we have to show people grace.
Yeah.
And so we don't show each other enough grace. So the moment that you tick me off is I'm not talking to you anymore. I don't want to deal with you anymore. But if we show each other some grace, then it's like, okay, maybe we need to walk away from each other for a minute. You know, I need to cool down. I need to think about the next thing I'm going to say to my sister before I terminate a relationship that, you know, it's just, we're too quick to give up on people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true.
Okay, so I'm not gonna get so deep from it, but I want to talk about the hot seat. So let me tell you guys, in the group Queens Building Queens, I think it's like every Saturday night is what we call the hot seat. I've been in the hot seat, and let me tell you,
Which was so funny.
to me, it is a freeing experience. Because it's just other women who don't know you, who want to get to know you. They get to ask you questions and nothing is off limits. And for me, if you see me in this group and if you see me on my show or anything, you know that like nothing is really off limits for me. You could ask any question you want and I'm probably going to answer it. And if I don't answer it, it's probably buried in my backyard. What made you start the hot seat though? Because that's one of my favorite things on Queens Building Queens is the hot seat. What made you start doing that?
Actually, to get them out their comfort zone, to teach women to get out their comfort zone, because it's like, you know, a lot of people are stuck in their shell. That's why a lot of people don't like to try to get along with other women, because it's not that some actually don't want to get along with other women. Some of the women don't know how to approach other women because they're shy. So it was more so, you know, get out your comfort zone. Just because, like, for instance, you're in the group, but I can look at your profile and be like, who does she think she is? Or who said, like, look at these comments, like, oh my God, I'm going to mute her. Like, but you know, but if I see you, you know, live and your personality, you're like, oh, I really like her. Like, you know, like, and it's just like I said, as allows the other women in the group to get to know you, and it allows you to get out your comfort zone. Because a lot of women in the group be like, oh, I would have never done that. Like, no, I'm a really shy person. I don't do that. But I'm thinking in order to grow, you have to step out your comfort zone. And we're about getting to the next level in life. So
See, that's the thing, stepping outside your comfort zone. So ladies, you heard her say it, like you have to be willing to be uncomfortable. And I was like, I keep reminding everybody, like last year I made it my year of being uncomfortable. I was going to step outside my comfort zone and do stuff like I've never done before. And when I started to do that, I started not to really care about what other people thought, to just be me. And then if you accept me, that's okay. And if not, it's cool. Like, you know, I'm still going to respect you. I'm going to respect your opinion. But everybody isn't meant to click together, but we can still respect one another. And so I think once we think like that, like get outside of your comfort zone, do something I'm always daring people, like do something you never do before. Like I walk up to people now. If I see a woman like walking down the street and like there was a lady sitting in the cafe. She clearly had just came from this wedding. The wedding party was taking pictures, but she had on this bad tuxedo dress. I mean, she was wearing this dress. My sister was like, you are not about to walk up to her. I was like, yes, I am. I was like, because maybe nobody told her today that she looked bad in that dress. So I walked up to her. I was like, can I get a picture with you? I was like, because you are wearing that dress.
Oh,
and
wow.
She was like, yeah. She was like, thank you. Thank you for that. And I'm like, yes, we took a picture. It's up on my page. I'm like, didn't she look? I'm like, didn't she look like a hot mama out there today? Because it takes nothing for me to give you a compliment, to make you feel better about the way you look. What if nobody ever told her that? Like, what if we don't tell each other queen? What if we don't call each other queens? What if nobody ever called you a queen? So would you ever think that you were a queen? Like, I think we need to speak life into people. But yeah, but I be challenging other people too. Like there's a challenge going on in the group, like to go out on a date, even if you date yourself, or ask somebody some dating questions. Like in order to break barriers, you got to be willing to do what you haven't done, because the moment that you get so comfortable that you just keep doing the same thing, you become real boring. And let me tell you, it ain't nothing boring about this situation over here.
Right.
And so I'm
Nothing.
always excited I'm excited to see other people grow.
Me
And
too.
so I love that in Queens Building Queens because, you get to hear people's stories. You get to hear what's going on in other people's lives. And on some of the days when I'm just like, like that. And then I go inside the group and there's encouragement, there's strength, there's
Oh, thank
stuff
you.
there that allows me to be like, okay, you know what? This wasn't such a bad day. Put on your crown, tilt it a little bit because I don't wear a straight crown. And I don't know why people think it should be wear straight. Like, I believe your crown should be tilted a little bit because nobody in life is straight. It ain't
Right.
nothing straight about you. Okay, so in the group quiz okay, so we talking about the hot seat. And so how can we as a community support each other as women? Like, I know you have a group going, I have a group going. I know at least 10 other women in my group that have groups going. How can we learn to support each other and to know that I'm not going to take anything away from your group? I just want to pour into you and you're not going to take anything away from mine. What is your suggestion for that?
Collaborate.
I'm so glad you said it. Collaboration is so important. But why do you think we can't collaborate?
Why can't we? I mean, some people just haven't reached out to someone or asked, or sometimes some of them are doing the same exact ideal, and they figure like if you collaborate with that one, this person's going to get more shine than another person, But to
Mm-hmm.
me, if it's this is my goal for next year. A lot, like you mentioned before, a lot of women are doing the same thing. We're all doing the same thing. Why can't everyone just go on one tour, like all the women that's like well known that have groups going on, that we go on one big tour and we sell tickets, and it'll be one huge empowerment group. We'll have a little bit of one hot mom, QBQ, like I don't know,
I would
all these
love
other.
that idea. But here's the thing, though. I think so. This is what I always tell people: like, there are a million bloggers, mommy
Hmm.
bloggers, especially at that. There are like a trillion of those. Everybody's starting a podcast now. Everybody's doing lives now.
Sorry, my
Everybody's doing it, but nobody can give flavor like
son
you
trying to
give
call me.
flavor. Oh, that's okay.
I'm
But
sorry.
nobody can give flavor like you give flavor. You're
Sorry.
the only person that can do that. So when you make up in your mind that you're gonna do you and not worry about how everybody else is doing them, I think we get the best from you. See, what we don't understand is that we need to get the best from each person. There's something
Hmm.
that I could get from you, there's something that you could get from me, there's something that you could get from everybody in the group, and it's not about competing, it's just about making you better. And so I
Hmm.
think, like, first when I was invited to Queens Building Queens, I was like, what is this and who put me in this group? Because people, like, I tell people, like, I warn people, like, I put you in this group, I'm sorry, like, I won't be offended if you like escape from the group, I won't be mad at you, but I'm just like, but I feel like
Uh-huh.
it's something you need to see, and I feel like there's something you can give. I feel like there's something in Queens Building Queens that people need to see. And then I looked and I'm like, oh, so and so is in the group, I didn't know you was in the group. So it's exciting to see fresh faces. It's exciting to get to know other women. I'm just excited for you because I really think you have a great thing going there
Oh,
with trying,
thank you.
building other women. Now, there are some branch offs from Queens Building Queens, right? I'm not going to give all the clues, but there's Queens Building Queens Beauty, where it's like, whenever I post a picture in there, I do feel beautiful. I'm like, this is my picture, and I felt great today. Why did you start Queens Building Queens Beauty?
Well, one of the other members in the group came to me with QBQ Beauty, but as she came, it was one of those things like you act when God give you, visions and you don't act upon it. But this is something I wanted to do. But when she came to me again, I was like, you know what? I might as well just do it. But she came to me asking me, could we do QBQ Beauty? And she was saying like, it builds confidence and it gives you awareness and it helps other people steady having all like the makeup tips and different things like that in the group because we try to keep the group based on, serious
Mm-hmm.
topics and stuff like that. So she said it will like just help us uplift each other even more and do the different contests and build confidence
I
in one
love
another
it. I
and
love it because
like
I'm like, oh, I can post my picture in here and I'm cute today. Like,
yeah. Yeah, and I do enjoy QBQ Beauty. I do, along with QBQ Raw.
okay, so I was gonna mention that next. So QBQ Raw. So that's when if you're a little more comfortable with exploring your sexuality. That's how I felt about the group. If you're a little more comfortable with exploring your sexuality, you go to QBQ Raw, and there you can ask questions about different stuff. Like I remember when I first looked, I was like, somebody asked that question. But you know what? It's questions I feel like women want to ask, but they're afraid to ask. And so you created this safe space for women to be able to get information. And some of it's like really good information. Like, what about this? What if this is going on with my body? How do I do this? And so you created all of these outlets for women, which I think is super dope. So ladies, if any of you are interested in, Danielle, can you drop your information on how they can join the groups and how they can contact you if they want to?
Yeah, you can contact me through, via Facebook, Danielle Hawthorne. Email is queensbuildingqueens@yahoo.com. And the group is Queens Building Queens. Our colors are lavender, purple, gold, and black. Now, there's another group out there to try to take our name. We are not affiliated with that group whatsoever. I'm just saying. Remember, black, purple, and gold.
And we could drop the information in the group. That way, they have to answer some questions to be able to get into Queens Building Queens. So you can drop that information on the group's page, and they can elect to join that way. Excuse me. But you guys just heard from Danielle. We are all about collaborating and making sure that you guys get the information that you need, that you get the support you need from other women. And I'm sure that this will not be the last time that you will hear from Danielle and myself. We're going to keep on encouraging you. We're going to keep on uplifting women and getting you guys to get along. All you got to do is respect each other's opinions. So, Danielle, if you had to leave us with your final thought, what would that be?
I'm glad you're answering this. But just remember, she is you.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. She is you. So you guys, just remember that look at each woman as you want people to look at you. That's right. Look at her like you want people to see you, and always show people a little bit of grace. We don't know what's going on in another woman's life that she may need you to show her grace on that day. Y'all seen the mom in the video where it's like the kid is going bananas and she's trying to control him, and the other lady's just sitting back there judging her, but you don't know all of the other things that have gone on in that woman's day or in that woman's life that have led her to a point where she like, you could have this fit. So be willing to show people grace. If you see something and you may not agree with it, say a prayer to yourself for that person, because all it takes is for somebody to acknowledge and cover them. And you never know how you might change or affect somebody's life. So I guarantee that this won't be the last collab with Danielle and I. We are two women who want to see you do better. Hi, people. You've been tuned into Just One Hot Mom. Catch me and all the hottest kids on JustOneHotMom.com. Go follow all of our social media at Just One Hot Mom. Guess what, you guys? You've been tuned in and you've been elevated. Talk to you soon.